Hey guys, Michael Clark here with BAM Weather in the Weather Portal. This video, we're going to give you a quick tutorial on our interactive high-resolution radar platform. I'm going to do two separate videos for all the tools and the features of the radar. For lightning, storm tracking, and warnings and watches, there will be a separate video. This video primarily will focus on the basic features of our radar tab in the Weather Portal application. Okay, this is a look here at current radar in Baudette, Minnesota. All right, you can see we have this into motion. We have it playing. One thing I want to point your attention to first and foremost is our radar updates every 2 minutes. You're going to see 2-minute interval updates down here. Because we use the multi-radar, multi-sensor platform, or MRMS, we do get frames, new frames every 2 minutes, which all the rest of these guys do not get. I'll tell you that. Some of them are 10 to 15-minute intervals on new radar frames, so pretty slow in that regard. Now we have focused pretty hard on the ability to see smooth radar data as close to your location as possible. So to get the best kind of possible take on the weather situation for your current location, that's why when you zoom in, you can see it as smooth as it might look here. It's not always going to dictate or see, if you will, everything, okay? Composite radar scans like this sometimes aren't as high resolution as some of the data for local radar domes, but you get the general takeaway here with that, okay? It is precipitation type, which means that it will dictate what type of precipitation is falling in other locations. Okay, so whether there's snow or winter type precipitation, you can see it is going to give you that different kind of precip, if you will. All right, some other features of the current radar. Zoom back into our area where we're getting thunderstorms here, or some things here going on across northern Minnesota, and you can see that we do have the ability to look at hail size. All right, this is the maximum estimated hail size. I can zoom down in on this and click on this, and it's going to tell me how much or how big is the hail that's coming down. In other instances, we have rotation, where has there been any rotating thunderstorms? And in this instance, there have been a few in the last 30 minutes. We can also look at the last 2 minutes, okay, just to give it an idea of if there's any rotating storms in and around the area. Here is a look at current temperatures. Okay, we can look at what the current temperatures are. You just touch the map and it tells you. This updates every 5 minutes with the latest current temperature anywhere in the United States. Visibility, current visibility, and visible satellite as well. Now, one of the more popular tools is the Observed Rainfall tab. I'm going to take this to 48 hours, and then I'm going to make sure I change my base map to the satellite base map. And what that does is that allows for me to zoom in down to field level and click around on my different spots and see how much rain has fallen in different fields. This data is very, very good. I mean, I'm telling you, I think in terms of versus weather stations and rain gauges, it is nearly perfect. Now, is it going to hit it every time? No, but I'd say 9 out of 10 times, this is the best data you're going to be able to get your hands on, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper than throwing a weather station in a field, right? So you can look at 24-hour chunks, 48-hour chunks, or 7-day chunks as well. Then you have your GDU tab. Okay, the GDUs, they are somewhat self-explanatory, but I will explain this to you and what it means. Okay? GDU 15-day future. This tells us how many GDUs are going to happen over the next 15 days combined. Well, you can see it's going to get very, very warm here in the Central Plains. There's a ton of GDUs forecasted. We can even look at the departure from normal on what that's looking like, which you can see is just way above normal. The 15-day accumulation here shows major heat. But this gives us an idea of how are we going in terms of normal? Is it more? Is it less? So on and so forth there. Severe weather outlooks. We don't have much severe weather in the forecast, but we can look at severe weather outlooks for day 1, tornado, hail, and wind. And we can look at the WPC, the Weather Prediction Center's areas for significant or excessive rainfall forecast. We can look at day 2 and day 3 as well. So that's a current rundown, really, of just kind of some of the tabs on here. The last one I want to show you is the Future tab. The Future tab is going to have a future radar tool, among other things in it, and it's going to be able to show you kind of what the radar, what things may look like going forward. We'll do a future radar pull here. This updates every hour and goes out to 18 hours in 30-minute increments. So every hour you get new data gives you an idea of what the future radar may look like. You can see why we have the risk of severe weather in eastern Minnesota and Wisconsin with this view, because a line of thunderstorms looks to develop later tonight and into tomorrow for that area. So it's a neat tool. I would say 7 out of 10 times it's going to give you a great depiction of what it looks like. All right, sometimes it may not get it always be right. That's why the videos and the chat, that's key going forward. The last one I want to show you on the future, especially in severe weather instances, is the future accumulated max wind gust. Okay, we put that into motion. That's going to tell us the maximum wind gust in a swath across the area. This will help you really kind of determine where the strong to severe winds may be located. And you can see in this instance, as those thunderstorms move east tonight, you can see where the data is plotting some very strong wind. Look just west here, I click on this, that's a 63 mile per hour wind. I'm getting several 60 mile per hour wind gusts plotted in our risk area for severe storms. So you can do a lot of really cool personal analysis on here as well. Guys, I probably missed it, but there's a ton of features on here. In the next video about radar, I'm going to do storm tracks, watches, warnings, and lightning data as well to kind of teach you how to be more in storm track mode. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks for watching this tutorial video on the radar in the Weather Portal application.